number 2 of the Manhattan Beach Open. Yes, here we are on the gorgeous Manhattan Beach Pier with the Walk of Fame, all the winners on the plaques here at the Manhattan Beach Open for over 60 years. The one that you want, if you had to choose one, this is the one you'd want to win. The Manhattan Beach Open. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome inside. It is a little bit overcast this morning, but it feels pretty great, honestly. It's perfect sweatshirt weather. This is why I love living in Southern California. This is what we consider cold. My name's Mark Schermerhorn, everybody. It's a beautiful, like 66 degrees. It's great volleyball weather. The athletes down there are primed, ready to rock. And these first 2 teams went 2-0 yesterday, undefeated to Saturday, and looking to keep it rolling. And you know what? Let's meet those teams, shall we? I'm going to throw it down to the sand where, you know what? I'm also going to introduce the players. So let's do this. It is time for our first match of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet the team, shall we? These first 2 ladies, well, they've been having a pretty good year, haven't they? Having a pretty good year on the international tour as well, and a great start to the Manhattan Beach Open. This first player played her indoor ball at Elon University, then went on overseas to Denmark and France. She was the 2019 AVP Rookie of the Year. Well, let me hear it for Sarah Schermerhorn. And her partner, originally out of Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, now calls Manhattan Beach her home. Played her college ball at Pepperdine University. It's Corinne Quiggle. And their opponents, the winners from about a month ago in Hermosa Beach, California. This first player, okay, listen, her last name is Cannon. Her mother's maiden name is Wall. And your cousin, Julie, just told me that. Are you kidding me? She's a Cannon, she's a Wall. That is absolutely perfect. It's Therese Cannon. And her partner out of Phoenix, Arizona, she is a Sponcil through and through. She is the flying squirrel, ladies and gentlemen. You'll see her head all throughout the stands today as well, yes. Let me hear it for Miss Sarah Sponcil. Sponcil, Cannon, Quiggle, Schermerhorn, the Quigglehorn. Sarah Sponcil is going to start us off serving. Both these teams undefeated through their 2 matches on Friday. Looking to make it to the final round of the winner's bracket. Saturday at the MBO begins right now. Schermerhorn dug by Sponcil right back over the net. Now on 2, another dig for Sarah Sponcil. Right back at you, Quiggle with the scoop. That one will fall right on the line, but I think it's going to be out of bounds. So here's the thing. It did hit the line, but during the rally, the line was bumped farther out than it was supposed to be. So you reset the line back to where it started at the beginning of the rally, and I do think it's going to be out of bounds and point to Sponcil and Cannon. So wherever the line starts at the beginning of the rally, that's what it is for that rally. We saw yesterday when the line started a little bit farther outside than it was supposed to be and the ball landed on it, they moved the line, you know, back to where it was supposed to be. The ball would have been out of bounds, but it was counted inbounds because the beginning of the rally, that's where it was at. But mid-rally, if it's moved in or out, it goes back, and Therese Cannon, the Wall, earning the first sound effect from DJ Rouchet early in this Saturday. 2-0. This time Quiggle avoids the block. Sponcil is right there. Scoop from Corinne Quiggle. Into the net though, and it's 3-0. Pretty exciting first 3 points here. Had the long rally to start the match. And then the stuff from the wall, Therese Cannon. A good serve here. Great recovery set from Schermerhorn. Therese is there for the dig to go up 4-0. Not quite yet. Down the line, but out of bounds wide. It's 4-0, and we're going to take an early team time out. So a bit of a hectic start to that one. I know Quiggle and Schermerhorn were frustrated, thought they had that first point with a great play, but it turned out to be just barely out of bounds wide, and it's 4-0. Sarah and Therese together this year, and of course Sarah played with Kelly Clay's Chang in Tokyo, and there's Sarah talking about her newfound partnership.
Oh gosh, well after I split up with Kelly last year around October, I took some time off, and me and Therese had actually played, I think back in 2018 for a couple AVPs, the AVP Chicago and Hawaii, and I loved playing with her, and she's been grinding ever since, and I just love her as a person. I think she's gotten so good on the court, and she just has such a great presence, and I think we do well together on the court and off the court, and I think that's really important in a partnership when you're on the road for a long time. We just got off of 5 weeks. Like, you have to have great chemistry on the court, but we have such a great time off, and I think that's what I'm really happy about, and we're getting better each tournament, so excited.
Down to the timeout. The first point for Schermerhorn and Quiggle. And yeah, for Sponcil and Cannon, they played a couple, like she said, back in 2018 in Chicago. Her and Therese, in their first event together, came through the qualifier, got all the way to the semifinals before losing to Summer Ross and Sarah Hughes. And then they went into Hawaii as the 8th seed, just getting into that one. Ended up losing both their matches there. And now teaming up full-time. Great friends off the court as well. Both living in Hermosa Beach. Sponcil for a 6-1 start. Therese Cannon with the finish, and the development of Therese Cannon. Played her college ball at USC. Multiple-time national champion for the women of Troy. 2 blocks early here for Therese. She was all over that one. Knew that Schermerhorn was going to have to go over on that one, and she was pretty much blind after watching Corinne Quiggle get the dig that was becoming a set. This time the line is wide open. Therese sort of dove into the angle, and Sponcil was also playing defense in the angle. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication on that one. Schermerhorn, a fantastic indoor player through her college days at Elon, and also played overseas professionally in Denmark and France. That's a little bit sticky. A lift is the call, so on the dig. Big Wave Dave, one of the veteran referees, been here for over a few decades on the AVP. Sarah didn't think that was illegal. Sarah Schermerhorn made a little motion like, oh, it was hard driven, but that's not really the discussion there. Usually it's you're talking about whether it's hard driven or not as to whether it's a double contact on the dig, but that was a lift, which is prolonged contact with the hand, which is what I mean when it was a little sticky on Schermerhorn's hand. That was the call. It's 8-2 now. Jump serve from Sponcil. Pretty good one up the middle, but a great pass, and then the deep angle bang from Sarah Schermerhorn. All 4 of these ladies' families are in town. The Quiggles live here in Manhattan Beach. The Schermerhorns here from Florida. The Sponcils in town from Phoenix. And the Cannons all the way across the country from New York. Tight sets. Schermerhorn gets it through, but Sponcil reads that one all the way, and it's 10-3. She was a digging machine yesterday. A a solid start on defense, better than solid, really a fantastic start on defense for the Flying Squirrel, Sarah Sponcil. Right on at the sideline, we're switching sides, 11-3. It is all Cannon and Sponcil here in the first. Morning, Cam. Morning, Dane. Cameron Irwin, Dane Blanton in the house. Ready to come in the booth. Therese Cannon, tournament leader per set so far in blocks and aces. Over a block and a half, over an ace and a half per set. You got a couple blocks early on here. Yesterday, she had 7 aces in their first match. On two, tricky, and with the left, Sarah Sponcil is a lefty outside of the volleyball court. Used to be roommates with my wife, Kim, and first time Kim saw her eating and writing with her left hand, she was like, wait a second, hold on, what? Plays volleyball with the right, does a lot of other stuff with her left. I was always jealous of the lefties, like my brother, who seemed to be able to do everything with both hands. Are you a lefty, Cam? No, you're not. I can literally do nothing with my left hand except hold a cup of coffee. That's it. Off the nets, Therese keeps it alive. Sarah gives her a chance. Great job to keep that ball alive and make Schermerhorn and Quiggle work for it. That shot lands out of bounds, but they did get a touch just barely on the fingertips on the block. Sign of a good team. You really make them work for those points. Great job by Schermerhorn and Quiggle as well. Thought they might have had the ace. They do eventually get the point anyway. Tight set there that Therese deals with her left hand. Six errors for Quiggle and Schermerhorn, 0 for Cannon and Sponcil. And a big part of those errors is because of the big block of Therese Cannon, forcing them out or into the block. That shot was just barely in there. 7-13, 1 point to the technical timeout. We take an automatic technical timeout at 21 combined points of sets number 1 and 2. We're playing best 2 out of 3 as that serve hits the side of the hand of Sarah Schermerhorn and goes into the net. Therese and Sarah got their first win on the AVP just about a month and a half ago at home in Hermosa Beach, and it was a fun one.
Sorry, 4-3. My math is wrong. 4-3 behind, save court, grab, center.
Welcome back to center court here in Hermosa Beach, the women's final. And it's a good one so far, but it's being dominated by Cannon and Sponcil. The big question, can Kelly Chang and Betsy Flint turn this thing around?
Honestly, I'm pretty surprised now. 21-12 in set number 1, 15-10. These two I haven't. I think it's just a little bit rare to see stuff like this happen where it's the pass and set gone awry. I don't think I've seen them pass and set like this since they've even been together.
Championship point here on center court in Hermosa. Therese Cannon, Sarah Sponcil have never won on the AVP Tour, trying to make this their first. Great set by Chang. Sponcil has it. A swing for the win. Sarah Sponcil, Therese Cannon, champions in Hermosa.
What a moment it was for Sponcil and Cannon. As we get started out of the technical timeout, it is 14-7. Nice pull and dig, perfectly executed from Cannon. Nobody at the net, and Therese fires the cannon. In that final, Therese in set number 1 was an absolute wall at the net. And here showing the other thing that she is really, really good at, and that is destroying volleyballs on offense. A serve from Sarah Sponcil. In that final in Hermosa, it was Sponcil in the second set that took over for her team. Nice play in transition from Quiggle and Schermerhorn.
8-16, Corinne.
And of course in that final, taking down Betsy and Kelly. Kelly Chang, the former partner, as we saw, of Sarah Sponcil. Betsy and Kelly just got a huge win in Hamburg at a big international tournament. Got the gold medal, and they've continued that momentum, winning their first 2 matches yesterday. Would be fun to see a rematch, Sponcil Cannon against Flint and Chang. You never know. We fix the line here on the near side. Deep angle, did we get a touch? There is no touch on the block, and it is well out of bounds. And this first set is well out of hand. A 10-point lead for Cannon and Sponcil. That's out of bounds long. 1 point to the switch at 9-18. What a layout, what a dig from Sponcil. But Schermerhorn finishes it off. They turn the transition and get the real point, if you will, on their serve. 10-18 as they switch sides. Winner of this match will take on the winner of Muno Wilkerson, Kraft, and Stockman. That is happening right now on outer court number 2. I'm going to check into what the score is out there. And 16-15, tight one in the first set. Zana and Brandy up by 1 and serving to Megan Kraft and Emily Stockman. That match will be at 1:30 right here on Stadium Court, so we'll see the winner of Muno Wilkerson Kraft Stockman versus the winner of Quiggle Schermerhorn Cannon Sponcil at 1:30. Right up the middle. Better to both be there than neither of you be there. And Therese gets the pass, but it's going to be a pretty easy dig. But the set is too tight. Keeping it alive, won't quite clear the top of the tape though. That'll end a 3-0 run. Little life here from Quigglehorn towards the end of set number 1. Love to see the fight, even though they're probably out of this one. They want a little momentum, some positive vibes going into set number 2. Oh, what a rundown from Corinne Quiggle, couple of them. High up and over off the top and in there. Perfect shot down the line by Schermerhorn. This one right at Therese, going with the back set. What a dish from Sarah Sponcil. Maybe a little bit too far outside to what they were looking for, but that came out real nice. Sponcil, some of the best hands on tour. Oh, maybe just a little bit off the net, actually. Therese was coming sort of fast and tight. Using the block, the tool. It's 2013. It's set point here in set number 1.
Set point here, set number 1. Cannon back to serve.
T goes at Sarah. Perfect pass, perfect set, and a perfectly executed side out, 14-20. We had 8 courts going yesterday, stadium plus 7. We're down to stadium plus 3, as we've eliminated half the teams for the men and half the teams for the women, down to 16 on both sides of the brackets. Great touch and turn from Sarah Schermerhorn to make them work for the side out and work for the set again. And through the hands goes Therese Cannon. So 21-14, Cannon and Sponcil, after a hot start, they finish it off and take the first by 7. Match number 1 of what promises to be an amazing day at the big one. This is the Manhattan Beach Open.
The AVP is brought to you by Terramana Small Batch Tequila. Bring on the mana. By Wilson, where the power is with the players. Head to wilson.com to shop and learn more now. By Waste Management. From recycling to renewable energy, we're working hard for a sustainable tomorrow. And by Sky Vodka, made with water enriched by Pacific Minerals for a fresher tasting vodka and soda.
At Corner Bakery, we're making your choice simple with choose 2 options every day. Choose 2 of your favorites and turn a simple lunch into a perfectly paired meal. And we're not talking about a few choose 2 options. Pair up any sandwich or panini, any cafe fresh salad or warm simmering soup, or any pan sauteed pasta. So many kitchen crafted options, so little time. Your perfect choose 2 combination is waiting at the Corner Bakery.
Dear mainland, aloha. My brother and I hear that most of you only disable your phones when you fly. You call it airplane mode. But maybe you don't have to get on a plane to get away, yeah? Allow my brother to demonstrate. You know what we call this? Kona mode. One life, right? Mahalo.
Longboard Island Lager and Big Wave Golden Ale from Kona Brewing.
Those radio gym shorts that you have from college, they're done. Get them out of here. It's time to upgrade your short game with the one from Fabletics, man.
We love them. Your girlfriend will be stealing these. They're the best.
This fabric fixes another major issue, fit.
It's got this crazy stretch to it that looks so cute when I do my yoga or errands or like literally anything. They're the most comfortable, best feeling, luxe-tastic fabric that we have ever worn.
It's the choices we make that define us.
Tryon Trevor's coming off a tough, heartbreaking loss.
And ultimately, the enemy is within. Some people want it, some wish for it, but others make it happen.
Tryon Trevor's super lethal, bringing fire and passion to the court.
How will you take charge?
Back for the start of set number 2. Well, this is actually the second point of set number 2. The first was just like the start of set 1, a long rally. This time it went to Quiggle and Schermerhorn with the kill by Corinne. And that's a straightforward side out for Therese and Sarah. We're at 1-1. Deep serve, a bit too deep off the corner, a little bit wide, a little bit long. If you're Therese, taking a look over at her coach, Scott Davenport, I gotta be thinking he's saying, hey, keep being aggressive, that's all right. She had 7 aces in their first match yesterday, so you'll take a few missed serves if you're that effective when you get it in. Corinne Quiggle with the kill. She'll serve 3-2. swing from her. Four to 2. Great rebound. We saw a little life from Quiggle and Schermerhorn at the end of set number 1, and they're keeping that rolling. Great move on the block by Sarah Schermerhorn. The touch, the turn to keep it alive. That one finally does fall just out of reach. And we're going to switch sides. 4-3 lead for Quiggle and Schermerhorn. The wind picking up even a little bit more. You see the flags blowing up there. It's sort of an opposite wind, if you will. It's like almost blowing into the ocean, blowing from south to north. Often you'll have it blowing off of the ocean back into the land from north to south, especially in the afternoon. Here in the morning, it's sort of going opposite. In the stadium, it's always going to be a little bit different because of the stands that are blocking some of the wind. Sometimes it can create almost a swirling effect because it comes in off of one of the corners and whips around a little bit weird inside the stadium. On 2. That's not an easy ball to hit from the right side. Sponcil having to turn all the way towards the net, facing away from it, and then turning it back into the seam. Great swing. The jump serve from the middle of the court to the middle of the court. It was a deep one. It was a good one. But a nice pass from Quiggle. But they get the transition after Schermerhorn goes on 2, and it's 5-5. Therese Cannon out of Pittsford, New York, up in the Rochester area of upstate New York. Off the net becomes an easy serve. Schermerhorn off the block. Oh, look at that dig from Sponcil that becomes a set. But Corinne is there for it. And then at the last second, that's a great shot from Corinne Quiggle. Everything about her body said, I'm going hard in the angle, whether it's going to be a cut or a hammer. And then at the very last second, she turns that shoulder back to the right side, away from her body and into the line. Nice play. Sponcil with the dish. Even though Schermerhorn block an angle, Therese found even more angle to get around the block. Oh man, my one-arm stab. Look at the control on that play from Sponcil, but Sarah Schermerhorn says, I don't care how cool that dig was, I'm still gonna block you. 7-6. Boop. Nope. Deep. Too deep, about 4 or 5 feet out of bounds. We're switching sides, 7 up. So a tight one here to start set number 2, just how we like it. Winner of this match takes on the winner of Muno Wilkerson against Kraft and Stockman. I'm going to check in on that match. Yes, Donna Muno, Brandy Wilkerson did fight through a tough set number 1. It was close all the way, and they pulled it out in the end. Got a few in a row, 21-18 over Kraft and Stockman. 4-4 as they're just underway in set number 2. If you've already made it to this round, the 3rd round of the winner's brackets, you're guaranteed at least 9th place. If you win this match, you're guaranteed at least 5th place. And in a real good spot to get way better than that. Therese and Sarah mixing up the serves here, going after Schermerhorn, goes with the back set. It's out of bounds wide, and the lead belongs to Cannon and Sponcil. Just won't quite clear the net. 9-9. Boy, tough serve. Therese sort of had to fight that one off. And she gets the kill, 10-9. I'm always amazed at how well the women of the AVP pass the ball. Generally speaking, better passers than the guys. And the serve coming in real low. The net's about 8 inches lower for the women than the men, which gives that float serve a lot to work with. And so very impressive when they pass those tough, low floaters so well. Bottom dropped out of that one, but Therese was there for it. Up the middle in the seam. Quiggle is all over it. Could she take the lead back? Yes, she can, to get us to the technical timeout. 11-10 for Corinne Quiggle and Sarah Schermerhorn. This is the Manhattan Beach Open, second of 3 Gold Series events on the AVP Tour here in 2022. First Gold Series was a couple weeks ago in Atlanta, where we saw Julia Scholes and Gina Urango get the win for the women, along with Paul Lotman and Miles Partain, 4 first-time winners on the AVP. Here's the Gold Series standings for the women. So, the reason we're showing you these is this is the road to Phoenix. To make it to the Phoenix Championships, you take your best 2 out of 3 Gold Series finishes, only your Gold Series finishes. So the standings going towards Phoenix look exactly how Atlanta finished for both the guys and the gals. Now, huge reason this tournament is important in Manhattan, especially for a team like Gina Urango and Julia Scholes, is they're not playing Chicago together. You take your best 2 out of 3 Gold Series finishes. They're not playing Chicago, so they will only take Atlanta and Manhattan Beach. So Julia and Gina, they're in the contenders bracket. A 13th place to go along with their win in Atlanta probably would not put them into the Phoenix Championships, because only the top 4 teams plus 2 wild cards qualify for Phoenix coming up at the end of September. So for a guy like Phil Dalhouser, who played and got 3rd place with Casey Patterson in Atlanta, they're not playing together in Manhattan. They have to do well in Chicago to secure their place in Phoenix. Best 2 out of 3 gold finishes can get you into the Phoenix Championships. .400 hitting percentage for Therese Cannon with her 12 kills. She's also got 3 blocks to go along with it. Oh, what a job to keep that alive, at least momentarily. We stay tied 12-12. We saw coming into today, Therese Cannon in her 4 sets yesterday was averaging 1.8 blocks per set. Right on that average right now. She also had about 1.5 aces per set. Both of those leading the tournament so far. Getting the kill off the block is Sarah Sponcil, so back and forth we go. It's been tight from the start here in set number 2. 13-12. Oh, excuse me if I am silent for a second. Dane Blanton. Oh, did I pay for this? What did I get for this? Oh my goodness, just giving me a fantastic massage on my shoulders back here. Oh, this is so good. Oh my gosh, what's happening? I'm not paying attention. Is there a timeout? This is good. More of that. Yeah. All right, give me 5 seconds and I'll be back. I just need to soak that in. And we're back. 14-12, Cannon and Sponcil up by 2. Quiggle and Schermerhorn do not want to let this one get out of hand as they take their team time out, needing to win this one to force a decisive 3rd set. For Cannon and Sponcil, after they got their win in Hermosa Beach, had a bit of a letdown in Fort Lauderdale. They finished with a 9th place. And then they went on to Atlanta, where they rebounded with a 2nd place. And leading into Atlanta, Sarah Sponcil, well, you know what? She lived my dream, one of my bucket list items. Sponcil got to do it in Atlanta.
All right, you know what to do as the players make their way back out. Put your hands together.
Ugh. To throw out a first pitch, Sarah Sponcil got to do that at a Braves game in Atlanta the Wednesday before the Atlanta Gold Series, and she went to the rubber. It was a little bit outside, but man, that was pretty darn good. She didn't go to the front of the mound. No, no, no. All the way back to the rubber. Fired one in there. Great job, Sarah. 15-12. Out of the timeout, Sarah Sponcil leading the tournament in digs per set. When your team is leading in digs per set, aces per set, and blocks per set, you're doing something right. 15-12. That'll stop a 3-0 run. Schermerhorn and Quiggle get the switch at 3-5. It's the 4th tournament in a row that Sponcil and Cannon have come in as the #1 seed. They need a strong finish here, which it looks like they're on their way to enter Chicago as the #1 seed. We'll have a couple new teams in Chicago that could take that #1 seed, though, from Sponcil and Cannon. Once again, winner of this will play again at 1:30 here on Stadium Court against the winner of Muno Wilkerson, Kraft Stockman. Just out of reach, great play from Corinne Quiggle. Quiggle, fantastic beach volleyball player out of Pepperdine University, originally from Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, and now lives here in Manhattan Beach, just north of the pier. To the outside. Oh my goodness, how did she find that open space? That set was pushed to the pin, a designed play to go outside towards the antenna. Sarah Schermerhorn, I thought, got far enough out there. There was about a ball and a half worth of space between the block and the antenna, and Sponcil found that space. The scoop. Can Therese get there? Yes, she can. Oh, Sponcil knew she was going line all over it. Therese had to go over on that one after she got the touch on the block. The extended rally, nobody up there, and Quiggle finds the open short angle.
That was a really good rally.
The crowd loving it. Early morning here in Manhattan Beach. Saturday morning when the stands are about 65% full. That is a good sign for the rest of the day. We've also got 3 matches going on the outer courts. We're in the winner's bracket for the first 2 rounds of matches before we get into a round of the contenders brackets, and then some more winner's bracket later on today. Off the net, Quiggle able to get there, to get back within 1, Corinne Quiggle. 5 errors in the first set for Corinne Quiggle, and no kills. Wow, almost unbelievable. But great job by Corinne to turn it around here in set 2. Thought that might go down as well. It is Doug. Right back at you, says Corinne Quiggle. Nobody at the net, and Therese with another dig. Man, what a rally. We could be tied again after a few straight points, but Therese says no. Let's keep that 2-point advantage as she gets her 3rd dig of the rally and finishes it off this time. Now, Corinne Quiggle is chatting with Big Wave Dave. She thought that maybe one of those digs from Therese was a little bit sticky when she pulled off the nets, including that one. Personally, I didn't see a problem with that. I think that's what Corinne, I saw her sort of motion, that sort of hand motion to Big Wave Dave. Not exactly sure that's what it looked like. Either way, it will be a point to Cannon and Sponcil. Sponcil lays out to go up by 3. The touch, the turn, but it'll fall out of reach. It's 19-16.
Taylor Crab, Taylor Sander. Take the match over Troy Chase.
As you may have heard DJ Rouchet say over the stadium mic, we had a finish. Taylor and Taylor are into the final round of the winners bracket on the men's side. 16 kills, just 2 errors and a few blocks for Therese Cannon. The serving not quite on point as much in this match as it was yesterday. But now they're looking to side out the rest of the way. Just stay steady on offense and you are solid, and that's one way to stay steady. 2017, it's match point. They'll have 3 chances, Cannon and Sponcil, to go to the final round of the winners bracket. What a serve, short serve, Schermerhorn all over it. Big swing into the line. She says, we will not go away lightly. She'll go to the net to block. It'll be Corinne Quiggle at the line, 18-20. Another match point for the #1 seed. And that'll do it. Sarah Sponcil, Therese Cannon, 3-0. Perfect to start the Manhattan Beach Open. Corinne Quiggle, Sarah Schermerhorn, they're not done yet. They'll go over to the contenders bracket in the 9th place round in a few hours, as they'll need to fight through that to make it into Sunday. Cannon and Sponcil await the winner of Muno, Wilkerson, Kraft, and Stockman. Right now, Zana Muno and Brandy Wilkerson leading 1-0, up 17-12 in the second. And they'll have Therese Cannon if they finish that off, and Sarah Sponcil, who from the start were firing on all cylinders. And Sponcil in set #1, it was her defense and her creativity that really sealed the deal from the start. It was 14-7 at the technical timeout. They came out of that timeout and kept it rolling, and this is the match point that we just saw. Sarah Sponcil, the deep angle pokey to finish the job, and just like they planned it, they get that first match out of the way real quick, and they'll be back at 1:30. So 1:30 here on Stadium Court, looking like they'll play Muno and Wilkerson, who have a big lead on Kraft and Stockman. Next up here on Stadium Court, we go down to the bottom of the bracket, the 2 seed versus the 7 seed. Sarah Hughes and Kelly Kalinsky taking on Kenzie Ponnett and the world champion Sarah Pavin. Your Batley match stats, Cannon and Sponcil, 407 hitting percentage. They were locked in from the very beginning. Great start to what promises to be a fantastic Saturday here at the MBO.